round of applause for Nautilus Mutiny. Oh my goodness, such an amazing film. Oh my goodness. So with that, I'd like to kick off the second round of Q&A. Right now, actually, if the team for Nautilus Mutiny wants to come down, we can kick off our second Q&A here. The gurus of horology, I should say. Yeah, super exciting. I'm sure the audience has a lot of questions. I personally have, so I have more now as well. All right, welcome to the stage. Congratulations again on such an amazing film. As you can see here, it's such an amazing team working together to create such an amazing product. So I guess to kick it off, my first question would be for yourself, Daniel, when you're looking at the concept of watch dealership, like what brought you towards that concept? Because I think it's such an interesting area that a lot of people don't know about. Like what kind of led you towards that specific theme and concept for the film itself?
Yeah, so I'm heavily addicted to watch collecting. Totally sick. I came across a lot of stories behind watch collectors, behind their watches that they collect. One day, it was a week before a very expensive wedding. I bought an expensive watch that I was hunting for over a year. And the guy who sold it to me was an old grumpy man. And he was very reputable, but it turned out that it was, some parts weren't genuine. So I paid a lot of money for that watch, and it took me years to find the original parts. And now the watch is pristine and everything is fine, but it was very frustrating finding out that I paid a lot of money for that watch. But I'm thankful that he did that because, yeah.
Yeah, that's such a great story, and it's nice to have that personal connection, right? So, no, thanks so much for sharing that.
Daniel, tell the story about what your wife got you to watch. Come on, that is unbelievable.
If you insist, yeah, my wife, she lured me into this Amiga dealership because I've been going in there many times, just looking at the same watch. And I said, if I accomplish this, I'm going to buy this watch. And if I accomplish that, I'm going to buy this watch. And I never did. But she lured me, and she's like, hey, you want to look at the watch? I said, sure, I'll look at the watch again. And I looked at the watch, and she said, what does it say on the back? And I turned it around, and my name was engraved in it. Wow. And I was like a little baby crying in the store. I was like, I can't believe you did this. But yeah, it was an amazing moment. Yeah.
Meant to be. Wow, you can't make that up. I mean, that is like, oh my gosh.
Yes.
You're meant to make this film. That's
very
incredible.
Lucky. I'm a very, very lucky man.
So obviously we have Jay joining us as well. I'm not sure if you have. Still have a couple questions, but I'll hand it over to yours. Okay, perfect. So there's a lot of torturing. I honestly think you are a professional in what is Nick? Yeah. I was gonna say I honestly think you're a professional in torture. I mean, when you're walking on stage, I made sure to be kind and not get on your bad side. But I guess my question would be, I mean, you just really did a great job in becoming that character. There's so many dimensions to that character. On one side, you can see, you can kind of empathize, and on the other side, you can see, obviously, the intense, aggressiveness and actually being able to confront these people. And then obviously with the dyslexia, also having some empathy there as well, because this character is dealing with so much. I guess what kind of strategies or techniques did you look at when you were becoming this character? Because there's so many dimensions to it, and it really comes through as super authentic on screen. Did you take any inspiration from any personal, personal stories or other characters that you've seen? But yeah, really great job.
I think the main thing I focused on was the relationships that Lester had with these characters, because obviously we had with Gloria and Lester, that relationship very much was an opportunity to show a side of Lester that was, caring, essentially, and vulnerable, and allowing that opportunity to show. Again, I've said before, the script allows for that. It's looking through the script and seeing those moments where you can shift between, the vulnerable, soft side to this character, and then the torture. I'm so sorry. The slightly less soft, less vulnerable side to a character, shall we say? And it's just seeing the difference in those relationships, and it's always fun playing I love playing bad guys, and whilst Lester's not necessarily a bad guy, there are sides to his character that could be seen as that, and it's having that opportunity to shift between those two sides of his character, the soft, vulnerable side and the nasty, aggressive predator side to his character that I love playing with.
Yeah, like the split personality kind of.
Yes, yeah. So it's I'd say definitely the relationships between the characters and just going through the script and just finding those moments, basically.
No, great answer. And for any aspiring actors out there, definitely getting some free words of wisdom. So definitely take that home. But I think it would be nice too if we could maybe pass the mic around, if everyone can maybe showcase their favorite part about filming. Being a part of this film and.
Crikey. Right, hello.
Yeah,
hello.
Go for it.
I'll be honest, do you know what?
It's the best European London.
No. Do you know, I feel very, very grateful. I feel very, very grateful to be a part of a project that's homegrown as such. I feel like in this industry we're constantly berated with the Marvels and all this sort of stuff. And as an indie filmmaker myself and Daniel and most of this team that stands on the stage as well, and probably quite a lot of the people out here, we're just grateful to see a production that comes from a script that's homegrown, to funding that's homegrown, to a production, then to be able to see it on a cinema screen where we've watched the Marvels. That's the rewarding part. Aside from that, a favorite moment of the whole piece. So I'll set the scene for you guys. It's 2:00 in the morning, and it's the first day of filming, and we've hired this Rolls Royce, which is, I would say, a good like 20% of the production budget of this whole film is to have this Rolls Royce. This character, Lester Landon, needs to be riding around a Rolls Royce. Of course he needs to be riding around a Rolls Royce. However, this Rolls Royce probably hadn't been maintained since the 80s. So we get the car, we park it up, we start setting up shots, and the first shot is that the car needs to drive away. Simple enough. And the car didn't.
The windows are open.
The windows are open. We got stuck in a petrol station for 3 hours in a bad area, like a really, really bad area. And it was myself, Nick. it was most of the crew stuck in this car at a petrol station until 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, and we still had the whole scene with the reading the book at the first bit to do, and that was the first day of filming. And it's at that point that you think, damn, yeah, this whole schedule that we made, not really going to plan here. So, yeah. Anyway, just feel very grateful to be here, and thank you for watching our movie.
Awesome, thank you for that.
Yeah, for me it was definitely the crew. Like when we were stuck in that car at 3 a.m. for 3 hours, we just had the best time. Like we were just laughing and singing and delightfully losing our minds. So
Free flow, we rapped.
yeah, we rapped indeed. There's video proof as well. So yeah, thank you for having me on this amazing film. I'm so honoured, and it was beautiful. It's the first time I've seen it as well, so yeah, thank you.
For me, the one moment that shines, I think, was when we were filming the bridge scene, and we were there. Daniel was there, and a couple of other members of the crew were there, and there was a lot of night shoots. So we were there at, I think, 5 in the morning, might have been the record for that, and we were just stood there on the bridge, just finished our scene, and we were just stood there looking at the sun rising, I think, at that point. And it was like, we're making a film right now. We're halfway through making a film, and it's going pretty amazing right now. So yeah, that was a nice moment.
And then you guys left the car there, which I have to take care of.
Thank you, Bobby.
Just sorry.
Good old Bobby. Yeah, for me it was also working with such an amazing team, amazing crew. It was fun every night that I shot with them. Had some good laughs with Daniel. Some FIFA matches with Bobby on the breaks. For me, probably the best scene for me was the bar scene.
Good scene.
It was a good scene. It was a difficult scene to rehearse. We had quite a few rehearse days to avoid Nick actually destroying my skull. Yeah, actually punching him in the face. And but we had someone called Greg Burridge, who was a very good stunt coordinator, and he helped us through it a lot. And it was just, yeah, good scene. I like to kind of see myself as a biggish guy, so to take a back seat and kind of get beaten up on was a good experience. So, but yeah, that was for me.
Was that your actual scream at the end there when it?
Yes, it was.
Oh, it was? Okay.
It took about 10 goes. I was hoarse and I couldn't speak afterwards, but it came out well.
10 goes to not let the mic peak.
Yeah, it's like, okay, a bit lower, a bit lower, a bit higher, a bit this. It's like, oh, okay, I'll try. But yeah.
Yeah, so for me, I mean, one of the best things, obviously, through the rehearsals, Daniel was so great to work with, and he let us, he said to me, because I had a couple of thoughts on the character, and he said, go with it, let's try it. He gave us the freedom to sort of really bring what we could out of the characters and make it as best as we could. And we had an absolute great time filming with everyone. Everyone just had amazing energy. It was late nights, you know, but everyone just gave it everything. I remember it being freezing cold on New Bond Street, and yeah, we were all standing there shivering, getting ready for that final scene. But everyone was happy to do it, and everyone was full of energy, and it was just an exceptional experience working with an absolutely amazing team of cast and crew, and I feel quite privileged to have been a part of this film.
Okay, so I've made way too many of these speeches already, so I'll keep it short. Listen, this was Daniel's vision. The way he wrote it, the way he directed it, the way he guided all of us, it's all him. That's all I'm gonna say. Love you, brother, and I'm so grateful that I was part of this. Boom.
Mic drop.
Can I just say, my favorite scene to film was we were at the Hard Rock Cafe, and we were filming the scene in the washroom, you know? Yeah. Lovely.
Oh, yeah.
And then, because in the beginning, we were quite a lot of people in there.
Yeah.
But the problem was, every time we tried to shoot the scene, somebody was breaking out with laughter, and we couldn't shoot the scene, so we had to send out everyone who isn't really, really essential to the scene, because it would have taken us forever. But yeah, but finally, I mean, at the end, it was, yeah, it was just it was you, Nick, me, and Reese, and Greg, and yeah, yeah, it's insane. It was insane. Yeah, and Christopher Nolan just wanted to shoot at the Hard Rock Cafe, and they said no to him because he didn't have a risk assessment for the place. But they said no. They said yes to us. So it was, so it was really great.
Just to remind you, this film is, finalist for Best Student Film. You would never believe on a Rolls Royce on a student film, but apparently it's possible. And it's also shortlisted, actually finalist for Best Film Score. So I think one question should go for the film score. And I think Lonely Jimmick, that's his score name, was amazing. I think it just made half of the film just shine even brighter. I have to really commend him for his talent. How did the casting part work for this film?
To be very honest, I had to recast Gloria 3 times because I like to rehearse, and if in the beginning you might have a feeling that it works and all that, but I felt like there wasn't 100% commitment, and then I met Anna, and that feeling was completely wiped out. And the things she endured for this production is just, when I think of this and the sacrifices we made, I think of Anna because it was so late, it was so cold. She was wearing a dress. We were all wearing winter coats. Yeah, thank you again.
No, it was a real privilege, and I think Daniel was honestly so easy to work with. It didn't feel like it was 3 a.m. As I said before, we just all had such a laugh, such a good time, and Nick, you made it so easy to work with. So yeah, that's what I have to say. Thank you.
Fantastic. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Does anyone from the audience have a question? Yes?
Hi, what I was I was a Donald Trump impersonator. Maybe I should be up there, but I mean,
Yes, you should. I was wondering. I was wondering where you are.
Why you were not here?
Vote for being the next election. But Daniel, I'm just wondering, it's been in lots of, it was a privilege and fun being part of this, and thank you to Bobby for phoning me and saying do the part. And it was only a few seconds, but it was great. Been in lots of festivals, won awards. Daniel, what's the final goal with the movie? It's a great movie. What is the final end to it after the festivals? What are you looking for at the end? I'm just wondering.
Yes.
It's a good, small movie that is on level with some of the Bonds, and it's got that feel to it.
Thank you for this question, Warren. It makes me a bit sad to answer this question. Yeah, I wasn't going to do this, but I have to say, we cannot shoot an extended version of this because the great actor Alan Kenny has passed away last month. He played Urs, the watch dealer, and he had I had a great time doing this with him. His performance was one of the more divisive ones. Some people said it's their favorite performance, others didn't agree, but he did what I asked him to do, and I have a lot of respect for him, and I will keep his memory alive, and rest in peace, sir. That's what I want to say, yeah. In terms of shooting a different version of it, we actually have a lot of interest from Switzerland. A few Swiss producers do want to make a Swiss version with me with this film because all the watches are Swiss.
Exactly, I was about to say.
But as we're still writing multiple other projects, I'm writing a very long feature film called Pentonville. Watch out for that one. We get there. We get to this other version someday. So a bit of patience, Warren. Thank you very much.
Well done.
Thank you.
Right. I think that was great. And thank you, everybody, for your time. It's been lovely to celebrate you, and look forward for tomorrow and the awards ceremony as well.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Round of applause. Special thank you again.